Dukes of Windom, episode 83.
Oh, shit.
Holy shit.
That's 83.
Yeah. Getting up there. Before you know it, we'll be in the triple digits.
Yeah.
So, another week of bangers.
Absolutely.
You proud of me?
Say now that Jujutsu Kaisen's gone, you're left with only bangers.
You'll be proud of me
Yeah.
that I read all of what you wanted me to read of Centauria.
Is that including the extra one I banged out?
Yes.
Oh, thank God.
Well, because I knew why. Because you showed me that the picture, the artwork of that horse thing, hanging thing, and as soon as I saw it in the chapter, I was like, oh, as soon as he got here, he wants to just keep reading.
Yeah. I was like, no, already? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was wild.
Fucking fire. I mean, I knew... we don't know she's dead yet, but I knew Angval's going to die eventually, so I'm not surprised.
Well, I knew when I started chapter 5 today, when I read 5, when he was like, this is so-and-so, and she is a wet nurse that watches the baby while I go to work. And this is Joseph, my workmate. I am content here. I was like, something's going to happen. Because you can't be content. You are a main character, sir. You must leave this place. Something will force you to leave this place. He hasn't left this place yet, because we haven't finished this little mini arc.
No.
But
He's gone into the spooky forest, though.
yes. Oh, and real quick, side note, too, because I just wanted to check. But I went to go quick to read the next chapter, too. And it said the same thing. It's like, this chapter is free for this. So
it's going to be like that from this point outward. I think it's kind of like how Shonen Jump lets people read the first 3 free if you don't have a subscription.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's them going like, no rules for the first few, rules for the rest.
Yeah, but the rule is just that...
Just got to read it in one sitting, pretty much.
I'm
I'm also
cool
going to do some testing on my own, grab a random series, pick a chapter that's like that, see if I can close my phone, like... Not close the app, but background the app and come back and do some testing before I risk it all on a series I love and then have to go find it on a browser for one chapter.
So is it free, and then if you close it, then you think you have to then buy that chapter or next day?
No, or get the
Wait.
subscription. It's their subscription. They don't do the K-manga thing.
But then, okay, so say... I'm reading Centauria, and I'm 5 pages in, and I close the thing, and it's like, okay, whatever. I come back 3 days later, now that whole chapter's just locked forever?
Yes.
Gotcha. Good to know.
Unless you buy the subscription.
Yes. Well, because I noticed that when you scroll down, because it had the little free symbol next to it, with the little tag.
Yeah, and then the symbol
all the way-
changed it. It still says free.
Yeah, at the way bottom, like the newest chapters are different.
Except for when you finish the chapter that's like that, it says standard/deluxe lock now.
Oh. Oh, well.
But I'm wondering if it knows when you finish it or not, too, on its own. You know what I mean? Like maybe it doesn't count you closing it. Maybe it counts you hitting the end of the chapter.
Yeah, so don't scroll too far ahead. Read everything.
Whatever the god before me is. Let's use you. I don't think I'll ever read you. Oh, I have to actually click English.
But Centauria is the only thing I'm reading on it anyway, so...
Say, but in case, because I do have some that I'm interested in. All right.
I haven't really looked through it because I know that it's horrible to just browse through.
It is. It's quite the pain in the ass. Judging from how I had to... Because I kept trying to click ones on here, and it's like, oh, open the newest chapter.
Well, I accidentally
I would
clicked
use the hot thing to find series, because then you can actually go into the...
So I clicked on something randomly when I opened it today, and I was like, I don't even know what this is, and I backed out, and I was like, I don't even know what I just clicked on. There's no reference point to, like, continue reading or something.
So I did close the app, and it's going to let me reopen the chapter that I clicked.
I saw you lock your phone, too.
Yep. Oh, it's because I didn't hit one with the ticket. Shit. Okay, episode 12. Go ahead and read.
This is the Manga Plus app, for those of you who don't know what the fuck we're talking about. But Shueisha.
I am pretty sure most people use this. Okay, that worked.
Well, I mean, Oshinoko's on here, but I feel like Oshinoko's on the Viz Manga app as well, isn't it?
Okay. When you close the app like that, it actually opened up and said, "Would you like to resume reading?" You closed the app in the process of reading. If you close this dialogue, you won't be able to read the chapter again. So it does save where you were, but it'll make you finish that chapter right away before you open anything else.
That's good to know.
Which, fair, for a free service. Thank you, Manga Plus / Shueisha.
Well, I just went through all my stuff. The Manga Plus is the only one that I see that has Oshinoko on it. So, if I wanted to read Oshinoko, it's there. Oh, or just...
Oh, no.
Click on it, and it fucking brings you to the newest chapter instead of, like, the main point, which is stupid.
I'm so sad. The super cool-looking wolf one is a one-shot.
No. But hey, that means you can just read it and get the whole story.
Boo.
But I mean, it's a lot of overlap between this and Shonen because, I mean, Shueisha, so...
But this covers a lot of the Shonen magazines that aren't on the other two apps.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why you see shit like Oshinoko, Kindergarten Wars.
Yeah, I'm just scrolling through the hot section, and I'm just like, I don't know, there's not too much on here that I would need. I mean, I'm going to keep the app, obviously. One, it's free for what I'm doing it, and it's the only place to read Centaurio without putting on my straw hat.
Which this is definitely better than a lot of fucking...
Straw hat websites?
Yeah.
Oh my god, speaking of straw hats, that clip I sent you.
Yes.
That whole One Piece's whole last episode was just fucking amazing. I was like, god damn. I just loved all the Marineford stuff, and like, cause it like watching Marineford in an anime format today would be really, really, really hard to do. I think I could look up clips, like a one specific scene, and I could do that. But if you wanted me to, someone was like, oh, let's watch Marineford anime together. I'm good, thanks. that was where the One Piece pacing really came in hard. Pacing issues, I should say.
Yeah.
Not that they weren't
too
there
many
before.
Perspectives to pan to for still shots of faces and reactions.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of Luffy just running.
Oh, joy.
That man ran hundreds of miles in that arc. In a straight line, mind you. To get to Ace. I was like, ah, damn, I didn't know that Ace was that far away, Luffy. You just spent 25 chapters straight just running in a straight line. Not very slow either. Quite fast. But, no, all the fucking... Because it really... What the scenes from the newest episode... It's... The whole episode is structured. It's the first episode of the Fishman Island arc, actually. Because this is the episode of Sabon de Archipelago. After Marineford, when the whole Straw Hat crew reunite on there to then go to Fishman Island. But it's from the perspective of a girl that's there that is a fan of Nami and wants to hand her a fan letter and figures out that they're meeting there today. And you go through her perspective of trying to get there, and the events that happened when the crew reunite is happening in the background.
Yeah.
It never shows it. So, like, she was running through, and it's cool. She was running through doing this stuff, and she doesn't even realize she got knocked over by a Marine or whatever, and Usopp just comes by and, like, helps her up, but she doesn't know it's him. And he's got his face kind of covered. But I mean, it's fucking Usopp. You know his clothes. You know his everything. He helps her out, and then she bumps into Sanji at one point, and then this dude's drinking at a bar, trying to discuss who's the greatest swordsman in the world or whatever.
I saw that.
And Zoro's there. He's in there, and he gets mad and hits them all in the head and walks out. But then when it gets to two Marines that are kind of doing the thing, it shows their story of what they went through at Marineford. So when it shows all the Marineford scenes, it's through the perspective of just a regular-ass fucking Marine. And I was like, it just, the way they did it really just showcases the power and just absolute chaos and destruction that was just going on. And all of the people clashing with each other, just normal people were just ridiculous. Just like, what's going on? Yeah. And it was really dark when they first started, too, because the dude wakes up and he's like in a puddle and it's just covering up to his mouth or whatever, but his leg is trapped under something huge. You don't know what it is yet. It's a giant's leg. And then the ice under him collapses, so now he's under the water and his leg is pinned and he's going to drown. But then, because it's showing scenes that are happening as the side, it shows this a warship fallen, which is when Luffy comes to the thing. So that's, okay, Luffy just entered the thing, and by that ship crashing into the thing, it separated the ice in the foot so he could get out. And I was like, damn, that was dark, though. He's bleeding, and you're just about to show a dude drowned, and his leg's all fucked up, and then he sees his brother way over there, pinned by ice, too, and all the fucking pacifista lasers are happening everywhere, and they're just, like, getting blown all over the place. I was like,
damn,
I need more of this for Marineford. But no, I just wanted to gush over it because it was fucking great. And then, just a quick funny thing, there's this, like, really hard-ass Marine, like, I don't even know what rank he was, a captain or whatever. He's the dude in charge of that small, no-name Marine base. And everyone's just, like, so scared of him. But then, like, they leave the office, and he just he sits down. He's got all scars on his face, and he just looks super angry and just stern dude. But he opens a drawer on his desk. He just has a bunch of pictures of Chopper, and then he gets hard eyes. It's like, oh, so cute. And he gets so mad over how cute he is or whatever. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Fucking One Piece.
I saw fans online being like, this man single-handedly keeping Chopper's bounty down.
Poor Chopper. All you are is merch and memes.
Good for him.
True. The chapter was lit too, but now 2 weeks off of that. Fucking 6 months, 6.5 months off the anime.
Damn.
So we get back to Egghead. But it's needed. They're really close to the anime, the manga. Like, really close. So they need that filler buffer to let the manga get further ahead so that they can... Because they've already done things to try and fix the pacing, which is all way better. There's still a lot of that. You'll see like 5 seconds of just the flashback of forth of people staring at each other. But so when Egghead started, they reintroduced an ending theme. So One Piece hasn't had an ending theme in fucking years. It's always just an opening. This is no ending. It goes right into the to be continued and then it's over. No ending ever. But there's now an ending theme, so that's a minute and a half, 2 minutes that they don't need to fill. And then right after that or right before it, they've been because a lot of old characters are coming back. So they have this like this little cutesy animated thing with Robin and Chopper and sometimes other characters, and they're standing in front of like a TV screen or something, and on the TV it's playing old footage from older episodes of the character in question, and then they're giving you a recap of who this person was and like a quick thing. So that's like another like minute and a half. So it's like a good 5 minutes at the end. Well, I don't think 5 minutes, probably more like 4. So that's time. That's 4 minutes of less staring at each other. But still, pacing could be better still, and I think this is going to help that. So I'm all for it.
If anything's going to help, it's better help.
Yeah, I mean, any help is better. Yeah. So I'll suffer for it. It's okay.
You'll live.
Yeah, I will. We still got the manga, so it's alright.
Yeah.
But yes, it's my One Piece tirade for the week.
Lovely.
Nice. What about you? Anything new on yours? Well, other than your
Card Shop Simulator. But I did have one more thing with Centuria. I did find it interesting the monster specifically knows Julian is blessed.
yes,
Because he hasn't used his ability since coming to the village.
the king, 100% blessed as well.
Oh, yeah.
You're not 100 plus years old, and having some say he has mystical sorceress powers.
And he knows
or whatever.
something sus about the forest.
And I'm also thinking, well, the sorceress or whatever. I'm like, all right, maybe she's not blessed, but there's something up with her too. If she's can make all these accurate predictions to say, no, none of her prophecies have been proven false or whatever. I think that whatever this thing in the forest is probably Jillian. I think it's a play towards him. Because when I saw the king and how he reacts to certain things, I was like, this guy doesn't strike me as a necessarily good guy. I don't think he's a bad guy.
Julian, like, right away, too.
I was like, He's not necessarily in the forest, but he could have been in the forest when it pertains to him, but he's right there.
I think she said it would emerge from the forest, and he'll have to come out of the forest eventually.
Yeah.
Ergo, emerging from it. Yeah, I'm right there with you on that.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes, but...
I also love they just punched a bear in the face.
Get out of my way, I don't have time for this.
They had all, like, the respect for it when it was the two dudes or whatever. And Julia's just like, oh, fuck you.
I do think Anvil...
I think she's gonna die.
I think she's already dead.
Also, dude,
Yeah,
the blood
not-
coming out of the front of her helmet, I thought she was dead then.
Well, I don't think she's dead, like, right now, but I think she's dead man walking type deal.
Yeah.
As in, like, her wounds
We
are
might get a
sufficient-
moment of Julian,
Yeah.
like, holding her.
Her wounds are sufficient to where she ain't. Because she's now taken 3 attacks to
And I
block
thought
these
she was
guys.
dead at the first. When the blood was gushing out of the front of her helmet, I thought it was over for her right there.
Because then the 3 of them take a hit all together. And then when he comes into the humanoid form and jumps at him, she takes a hit to the back.
That old dude is fucking lit.
I know, right?
Oh my god.
And I'm just sitting here and be like, you guys sure he's got, like, problems? Because he hasn't showcased any of said problems other than the one time he was like, is that my bow? You're wearing your bow. Ah, yes, I see.
Also, the vibe's immaculate. When Angval walked in there, and she was like, the light doesn't even touch here, and the air is like...
Stagnant.
Yeah, I was like, ooh.
Yes. No, it's good. I'm enjoying it.
Big same. Takes everything I have to not Magi it. It just like blats chapters back to back.
We haven't read any manga in a while, though.
No, but I'm glad, because we read Sakamoto instead.
I did that on a whim,
Good.
and then I just kept going.
I'm glad you did.
And I stopped at the perfect time. I didn't mean to stop there. I finished that chapter, and then I had something to do. I was planning to read more, but then when I went back, I was like, oh, that's an even 5 chapters. I guess I'll leave it there. You read those? All those 5?
Yes. It was 4 for me, so I must have read an extra one last time.
Or maybe it was. I could have sworn. Well, let me check here. Let me see.
I was partway into 63 already when I opened it up.
Oh, yeah. See, I was read up to and including 61. So I read 62, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I read 6 chapters, not 5. I was wrong with my
Let me see
count.
where 62 ended.
They're on the beach.
Oh, no. I absolutely read this today, too.
Oh, and I text you about it. I called the shit out of this weeks ago. When we're like, oh, there's only like 4 members left. I was like, dude, there's going to be another plane of test takers or something. And they roll up on a boat. They're just like, here's the special, what they call the special recommendation ones. They just are going to start here from test number 2 and continue on. But fucking Psycho Girl.
Shy boy.
Psycho Girl was cool with that fucking gun axe thing or whatever the fuck that thing was. Super Sakamoto fan for all the wrong reasons.
Sakamoto plush.
Yeah, that was funny.
Fighting the world's #1 Sakamoto glazer. The preeminent Sakamoto glazer. I do love
president of his fan club.
That Sakamoto got emotional. That Shin was like, "We're opponents now."
Oh yes.
That,
He's like crying, and they're like, "Are you crying?" He's like, "No,
no." That made me happy.
Yes, me too. It's like he's a proud daddy.
Yes.
Well, he is proud daddy, but proud mentor figure thing.
Good friend. And then he got trapped with his buddy, Sewing Girl.
Yes. Who is pretty dope. And to come to find out that she's related to that one other person that... that
was like top of their class.
Yes. But I got super death vibes, though. Cause I
almost feel like Sakamoto killed her.
I mean, maybe. I feel like he wanted to say something about it, but I was like, I feel like he's trying to tell you that she's dead.
Yeah, she's definitely dead.
You think so, or we know so?
I think so.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
At least that's the feeling that it gives. I mean, I could be having fucking...
It is a comedy. It could always swerve on me, but I'm pretty sure she did.
Well, it's got serious elements in it, too. Just like,
it does.
Like Spy Family's a comedy, but at the same time...
Yeah.
Children being kidnapped and the war arc that we just went through. The war flashback.
I'm saying, with comedy, you can always get subverted at any moment.
Oh, yes, true. Agreed. Oh, I feel like... Did I take a screenshot of any of them Sakamoto? Because I feel like there was one specific thing that I would...
Not that I took any screenshots today. Oh, while I'm thinking of it, this is your... I did take screenshots today. This is your warning that with that wacky rules with Manga Plus, make sure you screenshot things in Centuria.
Oh,
because we won't be able to open them up while we talk about it.
True.
This was my one screen cap from Sakamoto.
Oh. Yeah, I'm looking through it now.
Thank you, oh blessed Sakamoto.
And I only see the screenshot of what chapters I read when I sent to you. That's it. Yeah. Nope, nothing.
I took a Centuria screenshot.
Yeah, that was fire. Of the tree.
Yeah, that's with all the hanging people, which are like half of them are half ripped apart.
Also, been hanging there for quite some time.
Yeah.
Poor guys.
We'll get to my bocce screenshot later.
Oh, I got some bocce stuff to say.
Oh, I do too.
I'm going to say it now.
Okay, let's talk about some Kagura bocce.
Let me open the chapter. I didn't take screenshots of it.
I took one screenshot, and it was really early in the chapter.
Oh, my thing is really early in the chapter, too.
In fact, it's the first page.
It's the same.
I think we screenshotted the same thing.
I didn't screenshot it. Let me see. Wait. Let me read. Yeah. He's at the very pinnacle.
Yep, and the fact we got his first name finally. Togo Shiba.
I noticed that. I was like, oh, his full name. I felt like...
It's really interesting that the one person that finally says his full name is an enemy. So he's got like a fame.
Yes.
His enemies are well knowledged about him.
There's What I haven't pinpointed is Togo Shiba's position. There's a whole range of skill levels in the world of sorcery. He's at the very pinnacle. We really struggled to get past him years ago.
Woo! What a page!
What an opening page.
So not only is he, like, famous enough, but they're, like, specifically, like, on alert. Like, where the fuck is Shiba?
You know, it would have been poggers or fucking hilarious if his name was Gojo Shiba.
Gojo Shiba.
I alone am the honored one.
I also find it interesting, the whole, we really struggled to get past him 3 years ago.
Or years ago. Or, well, it was 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Did it say 3? I
it
thought
does
it literally...
say 3.
Oh, yeah, 3.
Was that when the war happened?
Well, 3 years ago is when they killed.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so that makes complete sense then.
Yeah.
So he was just there to defend.
I thought I said years. Yeah.
So wait, did he get Chihiro out of there when it happened? Because he must have been nearby then.
I don't know, because I think we've seen screenshots of Chihiro over Rokuhiro's body.
Yeah, and face to face with the Hishaku too. Like the guy.
What is
up.
Chihiro's dad's name? Because Rokuhiro is their family name.
It is. Nope.
I don't know it either.
I don't remember it.
But anyway, I've seen pictures because Mr. Shiba comes back and finds Chihiro there.
Yeah.
So I think Chihiro was just there the whole time.
And the Hishaku talked to him. So the Hishaku definitely talked to him, left, and then Shiba got there.
Yeah, so I think they just decided to leave him alive, which I don't know why they would have. Other than the universe
not needing to kill him.
The universe protecting him, being like, this is a main character someday.
They let him live so that everyone could read Kagurabachi.
Yeah. 3 years from now, he will be the Kagurabachi.
The Kagurabachi.
But yeah, no, just that first page, I was like so amped.
I was like, I'm always ready for Shiba glazing, but god damn the glazing.
Yeah, the glaze came in hard.
The fact that they're specifically like worried about where he might be.
I'm also loving the fact that the Hisaku leader is just sitting in a playground on top of a spring fucking thing. He's just chilling. And then they're just talking about
Shinuichi's sword master too.
Yeah, and what's his name? The dude Chihiro just fucked up.
Oh, Hirohiko? I love his text. Gonna have a little fun with Chihiro Rokuhira. Ura's headed for the temple, watching a play. From Hirohiko, subject, fun.
Yep. Fucking flip phones. And then it just pans back to where he's doing, and Chihiro all shaded out, standing on top of him, being like, I just cut off both of your arms. And stabbed through your Hisaku mark on your hand off. Did they say? No, I don't think so. Yeah, no, because then it goes back to Samura. We don't know what the trump card is yet.
No.
But I'm sitting here being like, the dude's got no arms. I don't see how he's going to pull out a trump card against Chihiro right now.
I will say, even with no arms, at every single chapter, I'm more convinced one of these two sword wielders is going to die. And today's reason is them bringing the blades into the battlefield.
Are they bringing them?
Yes, he's bringing them with paper butterflies.
Oh, I didn't notice the paper butterfly. I thought it was just showing them to talk about them like they did with the Shinuichi. Where's that?
I'm sorry for showing up without a proper weapon, but now everything's ready. Soon we'll be on the same playing field.
So they're prepping to... Well, because...
And that must be Uraha's and Samura's there, in case they kill one or the other.
Mm-hmm. Because a new Hisaku head dude came up. Because now we know there's 10 of them. So new Mark.
If I'm not mistaken, isn't this the one that would be the one that talked to Chihiro that day? Because the one that talked to Chihiro after his father died was the one with a hat on.
Maybe. Which sucks, man, because I would much rather one of the blade users that we just didn't get to know die.
Yeah, same. I like both of these guys so much.
Yes.
I think it makes more sense for the story for it to be Samura. Ura has more chance to grow. Samura's been smoking or did smoke cigarettes.
Samura's much older.
Yeah.
Ura's
more powerful.
Yeah, I don't know. It's...
I just find it interesting that this guy seemingly uses the same kind of magic as Ura, the Hishaku leader.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes me either think, A, they don't, and he was the one that used it last time, secretly. Or B, maybe they're, like, connected somehow.
Would make sense. But, I mean, at the same time, or they could be related.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could teach somebody who's not, like, I don't know if this is, like Jujutsu Kaisen, where it's, like, 10 Shadows is limited to the Zen. You got to be a Zenin clan member to use 10 Shadows, right?
But I kind of get that impression from the idea that how they said you give up your sorcery when you get a weapon. I almost felt like your sorcery specific to you.
Right.
But I'm guessing off of...
Well, I assume that it's all sorcery because neither of these guys have used it, and they should be, like, master sorcerers.
Yeah.
Because, like, we
haven't seen a single person pull out two different kinds of sorcery yet.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So, like, can anyone learn teleport jutsu? The teleport thing? Or is it like a Kekai Genkai, where anyone can learn the fireball jutsu? Well, not really, because Naruto has
chakra natures.
Chakra natures, but it's really never... But then it's like, anyone can still learn it. So it's like...
Kakashi's right there.
So is Naruto.
Hiruzen.
Anyone can learn any one. It's just that maybe they have affinities for something. I don't know. It's Naruto. But so it's like, okay, anyone can learn the fireball jutsu, but you have to be Nuchiya to use the Sharingan.
I was even thinking like Black Clover, where you have like an element, but you can do multiple things with that element, and everyone can do multiple things. Like the ice person has an ice shield, ice attack, ice boost, ice this, and then the lightning person has a lightning shield, lightning boost, lightning this.
But with Black Clover, you're only limited to what your book can do, right?
Yes. And you learn more spells as like you become better.
But like Yuna can only do wind shit, right? He couldn't whip out a fire spell or an ice spell.
No, but he would share having a shield spell with all of the other people.
Wind shield spell.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, so I went, like, he couldn't flip a page. Oh, yes, here's my fire attack or my lightning attack. No, it's just all wind. Everything wind.
Everything wind still.
Yeah. And then Asta's just like, these hands and this giant-ass sword.
My muscles.
My muscles.
Paramount.
That dude's fucking...
He's ripped.
Just jacked. He's a thick, stout boy.
That I need to get back on.
It should be ending.
Back to Sakamoto.
You mean Kagurabachi?
Oh, Kagurabachi, yeah.
Yo.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Too much badass in one day.
Whiplash.
So, do I have anything else for Kagurabachi?
No, other than the Samara Death Flags is raising higher and higher with every chapter, and it makes me super sad.
Again, with the swords being there especially, is like...
Which kind of... I don't know, though, because it's like... I find it anticlimactic in a sense that it's like, oh, we're trying to get Hakurei recovered so that he can just teleport the swords here, but then the Hisaku just bring them here instead. You know,
I would find it anticlimactic if they never reach the protagonist's hands.
True. I know, it's just...
They still need Hakurei for the other three.
But he still needs to then go elsewhere. The problem is this. If the Hisaku bring the two swords here, right? And now they're there. But they can't use them unless Samura or Uruhara dies. But then Hakurei's recovered, right? And then he comes in. And he's already accumulated. He doesn't need to go now touch them. He already did that. So as soon as he gets his powers back, he can use it. But it's like, okay, now they're here, and then they see it there, but then one of these two is definitely dying.
Yeah.
It's super unfortunate, but that's just what's going to happen. So, and Hasaku is not going to get wiped out. Someone's going to escape and fight another day or whatever. Information's going to get out. So it's like...
Hell, we already know all of them aren't there.
Yeah. So it's like, okay.
Because Hirohiko even admits, 10 elite sorcerers?
You would think that the most optimal way to use Akari's power is to get all of them at the same time. Because if he does the two now they know he can do it, and now they can take time to prepare countermeasures to either stop him from doing it or preventing him, like putting some kind of like seal around it or like...
Well, I'm not sure how much they'll be able to prevent it. They're already trying to attack all 4 sword wielders at the same time. They're doing as much as they can to prevent it already.
True. Well, they don't know that specifically Hakari can do... Well...
Part of me is wondering, maybe they do at this point. Because if they did know, then the play for them would be to bring the sword so they're ready. If they're going to get it anyways if you wait too long, maybe you can start getting a contract with one of them right away. Because once that guy dies, they still need to make a contract with the blade to secure it.
See, my thing is, too, they're talking about killing the Shiniuchi dude again, but they're like, he's most definitely at Kabanari HQ, which I've been saying is the most obvious place. But the Kabunami now have the Shiniuchi. Chihiro walked out of the fucking thing with the Shiniuchi and he gave it to the Flamebone. So the Kabunami have Shiniuchi again. So it's like, now you got to get both of them back. You have to get the Shiniuchi and kill the dude.
I am still wondering if they have like a plan in place for that already, though. Because even Chihiro himself said that it was too easy. They probably wanted Shiniuchi back there.
That'd be some shit. Well, no, it wouldn't be, though. It wouldn't make sense at this point. I mean, maybe it could still happen that maybe the Shiniuchi dude's in league with them, but I'm sitting here, I'll be like...
I'm still worried that might be true. Because even
when
they showed it again today... It was fucking far away and straight up in solitude. He doesn't look like he's a treasured protector. He looks like a prisoner.
Because that would be the most sense to be trying to trick him. Because it made no sense to me why of all of the swords, why would they auction the Shiniuchi? If it's the strongest one. Auction off one of the other ones.
Maybe it was even more specific.
That's what I mean. Because they wanted to lose it to the Kabunami so that it would get back closer to him. Because look, someone tried using it, and the dude from halfway across the country was like, yo, you're using my sword, let me activate it for you instead. So now if it gets closer to him, who knows what he can do. If he's sitting there in the basement and the sword's 3 stories up, he can start fucking with the sword or something.
Yeah, just say that word again and it's just melting through the floor or something.
So, I think that's a good possibility that he might be in league with the
Hishaku.
Because it makes sense. Because of all of the people I say that we've met too. Of all of the swordsmen we've met, because the original Cloud Gouger dude died, so Shoujo had it. This guy gives off more of the vibes of being like, I didn't want to give up the Shiniuchi. He wanted to keep it. You know what I mean? So he could definitely...
One of these people isn't going to be super happy valiant man.
Yeah. And I think that he would definitely be in league with people that are trying to go kill Horogahira to get the swords. He'd be like, yeah, I'll help you out because I want my fucking sword back. I can see that happening. So we'll see if I'm right on this one.
And hell, we still don't know Hishaku's goals. He could be even more in league with them than we think. Like,
that is a good question too. Like, what are they good goals for? Just
power? Clearly not wealth. They want to use the weapons.
Yeah, so power grab, maybe. I don't know. Maybe they want to take over the country.
Maybe they were part of whoever the country is that they fought originally.
I think you mentioned that before, too.
Yeah.
Mm. Could be.
Maybe they worship this guy specifically and like formed in the wake of him being pseudo-imprisoned.
Poor dude.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I want to see his war crimes first before I say poor dude.
I want to see his face, because the first time we see the dude's face, I think is going to be a good indicator of whether this guy's going to be a good or a bad guy.
So that's a fun thing. We've seen all of the other sword wielders' faces already, because it showed it in like a combined panel thing.
Yeah, didn't it show
but
like his chin?
refuses to show us this guy.
Yeah.
We've seen at least his mouth, because it showed his mouth when he said that word that activated the Shinichi.
Which is why I'm sitting here and be like, there's no way this guy's going to die without getting that fucking sword back.
The thing that makes me excited for both the blades coming to the battlefield, though, is I don't think they'll kill both sword wielders. I don't think that's the direction it would go. I think at least one of the two will live. Urgha. So I'm hoping that this ends with one of them dying and Hishaku getting an enchanted blade, and then one of whoever lives getting their enchanted blade back too.
So either way,
So maybe it'll be a double-sided win.
yeah, the Kabanabi would still have a leg up because now they have 2 enchanted swords while Hisako has 1.
It would make sense for Urha to be the one to live with the blade and get stronger with Chihiro. It'd be really sad if they do just both die, though.
Because the other temple, or 2 temples, I don't know if they consolidated those 2 temples, the other 2 people.
Yeah.
So far as we know, that temple's not under attack currently as well, is it?
I would bet it would be.
I would assume so. I think the only place that they said isn't currently is the HQ.
Yeah, because if there are 10 elite sorcerers and they had like 68 troops, then yeah, we definitely haven't seen their full force yet. So I'd bet the other 2 are being attacked too. Remember too, we only got here so fast because they teleported and took a train.
Yes. But we'll see. I mean, there's a lot that could happen. Who knows? Maybe Samura does live.
I hope so, man.
And
so
the
cool.
other 2 people die.
Oh no.
So now it's 2v3, but then the Shinichi is still out there as the
wild card?
The wild card. Because now that the Kabanabi have the Shinichi, though, what's just stopping them from walking into that prison area and just chopping that dude's head off?
That's what I would do. I mean, I don't know the dude, but
there's so many
Rip
strong...
Bozo.
Yeah, there's so many strong people there. I don't think the dude with no sword... I think maybe if he had the enchanted sword, then you'd have a problem. But if he's sitting there in those pillared areas and you just walk in there with, like, all the
And he has no
heads,
sorcery.
Yeah. Walk in there with all the Kabunami heads and the flame bone and just be like, yo, we're going to kill you now.
Pull a fucking Congress to Caesar sort of moment. Just everyone starts stabbing him. A Night's Watch to Jon Snow, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brutal. Brutus.
Et tu, Brute?
Damn shame.
No.
But yeah, Kagurabachi with the fucking Shiba Glaze and the fucking Death Legs Lumen and the fucking Chihiro Edgy Peak.
Yes. Sexy peak, too,
Yes.
man.
Chihiro
That
does
swag.
Chihiro does edge correctly, man.
He does.
It's not cringe. It's just...
He doesn't make it his whole thing, either.
Yeah.
There's that clear pivot where there's the first like chapter or 2 when he's like, so I wake up with fresh hatred and shit. But then the pivot when he's actually has to interact with the characters and the author's clearly like, I don't want him to be a loser though.
Right.
I want him to actually be like socially adjusted here.
I really like the fact that he just isn't concerned with other people's opinions, because there's a lot of other MCs that if they were just in Chihiro's boat would fold over the hostage situation, or the fact that they're trying to make him out to be the bad guy. A lot of people would be like sitting there dumbfounded and
Hell, a lot
awestruck.
of protagonists wouldn't even be close enough to even have that moment, though. Let's be real. So many like pull their punches and have it. Chihiro's killed more people than a lot of shonen protagonists do in their entire run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to think for a minute.
I'm thinking Izuku, Naruto. Ichigo's killed spirits and shit enough. But even then, I still think Chihiro might outnumber how many. There's at least one arc where he straight up didn't kill anybody. A la Soul Society.
I think the last time Ichigo kills somebody is before Soul Society and then Yuha.
Damn.
Because I'm sitting here thinking, it's like, okay, no one in Soul Society. He doesn't kill anyone in Soul Society because he's fighting all the captains.
If you count Hollows as people, you can at least throw like maybe like 2 more in there.
Well, because of Soul Society, there are no Hollows. He doesn't fight any. But then in the Rankar arc, the only people he fights, he goes to the park and fights Yami, cuts his arm off. Then he gets his ass beat by Grimmjow. Then he goes to Hueco Mundo. And he doesn't really fight many people. I mean, maybe there's some no-name Hollows that I'm just forgetting that he just like throws a Gesuga at or something.
Yeah.
But most of his Hueco Mundo time is spent fighting Grimmjow and Urukyola.
Doesn't Urukyola at least die to fight?
Yeah, but you could totally blame White for that because Urukyola kills Ichigo and then White takes over and White kills.
Let's at least try to count that for his body list.
So we'll count. All right.
And Grimmjow lives, right?
Grimmjow lives, yeah. And then Aizen gets sealed, so he didn't kill Aizen. And then in all of Thousand Year Blood War. Oh wait, no. Kirige Jailer.
So he's at like 4.
Yeah. Because each guy fights 2 people in all of Thousand Year Blood War. Kirige, the jail, and Yuha.
When this fight started, Chihiro killed 3 people.
Yeah. Luffy's literally never killed anybody. Has Naruto killed anybody?
No.
I don't think so, right? Nobody.
Nobody.
Nagato kills himself.
Mm-hmm. Pretty sure Kakashi comes to finish off Kakuzu.
That's literally who I was just going to say. And I think you're right.
They seal Madara, or try to. I mean, to seal What's-Her-Face. They should have sealed Madara, but it ended up being they seal Kaguya.
Which is hilarious. Oh, Madara's too strong. I have to invent something to beat him. But then someone stronger than Madara.
Let me invent someone who can move whole dimensions.
And my response is seal them. That was your strategy for anything strong in the whole series, and you couldn't come up with that for Madara?
Dude, Naruto doesn't kill a single person.
Yeah,
he doesn't. I love the fact, though, that he doesn't make a big deal of that. That's something I like about Naruto. He doesn't stand on his soapbox being like, killing is wrong, yo. I don't do that shit. No, he just chooses not to do it.
Huh. I don't know who this person is. Naruto only directly kills one person throughout the series, a Sand Village Jonin named Yura. There is speculation that the death of Yura was actually caused by pain, allowing Naruto to maintain his moral superiority. Alright, so who is Yura? Naruto... Yura. Who the fuck are you?
A Sand Ninja Jonin.
I vaguely remember now.
Is the Windblade guy?
this guy. He was like a body double for one of the Pains.
Oh.
So when he attacked him, it turned out to be this guy, not Pain, and then he died.
Kind of like the Itachi Kisame thing.
Yes. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I'd argue that's more Pain than Naruto.
Shit, Gon has more bodies than Naruto does.
Yeah. And then Chihiro still has more bodies than Gon does.
Yeah. Shonen Pro Tags.
Denji's like the only other one, but I'm not even sure if Denji's killed that many people. Like, even if you include Devils, I'm not sure if Denji's killed as many.
No, because the thing with Chihiro is like when he gets into the like just that manor scene when he was going while Shoujo was fighting them on the Kabunami dudes.
Yeah, and he was
goes
going
through
through
that whole mansion, dude. There's
slaughtering
so
them.
many people in there.
And he goes right for them vitals. He's chopping off heads.
I'm just like
Just the way he acts is colder than almost any other shonen protagonist. Cutting off
really
both
does.
this dude's arms, stabbing a sword through it, and then interrogating him. Oh.
Yeah, Yuji doesn't kill anybody in spirits, but
He
not
killed
that
a
many
few
of-
humans, too. He killed the transfigured humans from Mahito.
Yeah,
And he killed the death painting room.
Sukuna is completely and wholeheartedly to blame for any deaths that happened when he was in control of
Yes,
Yuji.
yeah, absolutely.
I don't blame Shibuya on.
But that's why I also
Yuji
count the
at all.
death painting wounds, though, because they were half human at least, too.
Yes.
But that's like it.
Yeah, I just went through like my favorites, and I'm looking through Kagura. Chihiro definitely has the highest. I mean, even like fucking Kaneki. Kaneki kills a whole bunch of ghouls, but he's pretty restrained when fighting humans.
I was saying, Tokyo Ghoul doesn't strike me as one that has like a lot of group fights either.
There's a lot of people like police officers versus a very few number of ghouls. So those ghouls,
Yeah.
but like most of those times, Kaneki, like those big battles, it's like one of those things where Kaneki's like running around trying to do stuff, so he's avoiding the fights while trying to get to a specific objective.
Because he doesn't want to end up having to kill a bunch of cops. Because they're not going to react nicely to him.
Even in what we thought was his first kill, Jason didn't die.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sure deserved to.
Yeah, he did. His story ends weird. It's like he got fucked up. I don't know what's going on. He's like a super passive, like nice dude now, and he like I forget if he's like a pastor or he's like something with kids. It's something weird. Yeah. It was like when I saw him in the scene, I was like, you couldn't just let him die. Jason in Tokyo Ghoul.
I mean, a lot of people deserve second chances, but I'd argue he's one of the ones that doesn't.
Yes. Who killed him in Tokyo? Just. Yeah, I don't know. This is not giving me the same information that I just told you, so I don't know if I'm conflating it with somebody else from a different series. It's been so long since I read or watched anything Tokyo Ghoul.
It's another one I can get back to reading someday.
I definitely plan to. I'm at the end of it. I never finished it. I got like 20-something chapters of to read, I think. I was in the hundreds and something. It was 179 of re.
And hey, maybe you'll start Trojan X after. Did you know? Same author.
Yes. I just clicked on 150 just to see, and it vaguely looks familiar. Yeah, because now I just went to 156, and none of that looked familiar. So I'm going to say I'm somewhere between 140 and 50. Maybe a few chapters higher up, but somewhere in there. But
noise.
No, if I'm going to go back and reread something, it's going to be Tenjo Tenge, because I've been wanting to do that for so long now.
I would love to read Tenjo Tenge.
It's so good. The fucking... Because the manga does Bunshinji so much better, too. Because I still love it. He goes and he finally decides, because you know the whole thing is that whole time he's played as a background character. And he finally decides that he's going to put an end to this bullshittery. So he confronts Mitsuyomi in Mitsuyomi's own fucking building. And he just fucking goes through the building, just fucking people up, and takes an elevator up. And then he meets Mitsuyomi there. And in their fight, they're fighting, right? Mitsuyomi throws out like 6 Tachinkos. And it just shows fucking... I just love this scene. I've told you about it.
Yeah.
Bunshi's dodging them, and he lights a cigarette on one of them, and then just is in front of him smoking the cigarette. And even though he loses, even Mitsuyomi says it himself, because Bunshichi, they both go to punch each other as the last thing, and Bunshichi stops because he loves Mitsuyomi, but Mitsuyomi doesn't stop. And
he loves nothing.
And Mitsuyomi says it literally right there. He's like, if you didn't stop, you would have won this fight. 100 billion%, you would have beat me. But he loses.
Big sad.
Yes.
Does he live, though?
I don't remember. I know, I don't know the context, whatever, or how it happens, or whatever, but I do know for 100% fact Mitsuyomi lives through the whole series.
Damn. There is no God.
But I know another character that doesn't, which is super sad for Mitsuyomi.
Is it what's her face?
Maya?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she dies.
That sucks for main character dude too.
Well, he's more for her sister.
No, she's more for him.
Not so much in the...
Okay.
Not so much later on.
In the anime, it wasn't about her.
No.
It wasn't really about either of them, but it's definitely not about the sister.
But if I did go back and do it, I'd have to start back. I've seen the anime to what the anime covers so many times that I just remember all the beats. I don't need to read that again. And I've read it
that because...
And I've read it myself too, so...
I'd only read that section because of how weird it gets at the end for Tenjo Tenge. Because you go from the second fight with Mitsuyomi to what feels like a time skip to a third fight with Mitsuyomi, which is where he goes into the black hair mode.
Which I'm pretty sure
part comes out of fucking nowhere.
Because I think that part is much later on. But that black hair shit is...
That's you feeling that they got the notice that they're not going to get another season. So like, shit, I want to do that scene.
Yeah, because it was in the schoolyard.
Yeah, the second one was the schoolyard. The third one was a really dark, dingy scene in felt like a shack.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe like a temple room, and Mitsuyomi blasts main character through the doors, and then he goes black mode and like swooshes back in. That scene felt out of nowhere. So I'm just
it sucks too because the flashback makes me love Mitsuyomi so much, but then it's so sad because what happens to him and how it changes him as a person. Because when you first
meet... Fuck, sorry. I've been trying to think of the main character's name for ages.
Bob.
I had to remember back to the beatdown scene when he announces his name. He's like, "No one beats Suichiro Nagi." I know, I do it really.
Burn today.
And then I love that Aya's like, "Never lose again." Proceeds to lose again.
That's funny too, because it just keeps popping in my head, that question about who has more bodies than Chihiro. But I'm thinking it's like, oh wait, that's not shonen. Can't count that. Oh, that's not shonen. Can't count that. Because Aaron popped into my mind. Because I don't think anyone has more bodies than Aaron, unless you get into people like Alucard maybe. Well, no, Alucard no, because Alucard has like 1 million kills maybe, but Aaron took the population down to 10%.
Yeah.
So Aaron's kills are in the billions. But then count even more if you get into the paths, because he's responsible for deaths in the past as well. So it gets all funky. Unless you get into stuff like, oh no, you know who has the most kills?
Light.
No, he has a couple thousand.
Well, it's more the Chihiro, and it is shonen.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my god. Oh my god. No.
I blasted your brain.
What's his... It's there. It's on the tip of my tongue and in the front of my brain. Gurren Lagann, the main character.
I'm not sure if that even counts. It doesn't even have a manga.
No. Well, yeah, you're probably
Simon.
right. Simon, thank you.
I needed that time to think of the name.
100% him. Because when he's fighting the anti-spiral at the end of that, they're throwing galaxies at each other, and you're going to tell me that none of those galaxies had people living in it? I call bullshit.
We don't know.
I call bullshit. There's billions of stars in every galaxy.
It's especially bullshit in their universe, because the anti-spiral talks about like maintaining the spiral energy in the universe, and that was only down to one planet. It would have been worded in a way where it's like, we've been watching your one planet, but no, it's kind of inferred that it's more universal.
Especially because of what everybody all the different things, but it's like supposed to
spiral energy only comes from sentient life. Yeah. Because it's willpower. And and the anti-spirals came from other races that gave up their spiral. Yep. Presumably they can't all be humans.
The space travel for a reason.
So at least a planet out there had a fucking...
And they're throwing galaxies like frisbees at each other.
Thank God it doesn't have a manga. It still holds.
That'd be wild to try and draw, man.
Yeah.
Wild.
I found out the Escryed manga was written after the anime and also tries to make it like edgier. And I'm like, oh, I no longer want the Escryed manga.
Tried doing the meme, but his name too. What's their names?
Ryoho! Kazuma!
That's what I tried doing. Yes. My mind today is not minded.
It's okay.
Oh, the names, they leave me. But no, fucking... I don't know where I was going. I forget again. But
fucking Escryed.
Escryed. Yeah, I need to watch that again. I would watch that again.
I too would watch that again.
It's just different, you know.
I saw a great video about Escryed being unappreciated.
I think you shared that video to me, and I think I watched the first 5 minutes and still haven't gone back to watch the rest.
There's a part in the latter half that I really liked where he even described how they have a big role reversal in multiple ways. Like, they not only take each other's spot, but they also have to interact with each other's, like, not love interest, but like female leads. The girl that's at Order and Kazuma's sister. They literally like switch friendos.
Yeah.
As well as predicaments, because Kazuma's in the city for a while Ryuho loses his memories and is in the slums / like featureless wasteland circa Dragon Ball Z for a while. It's literally like the same orange wasteland.
Hilarious.
So like that part of it was like really good, and them learning the lessons that they needed to learn from each other's lives. But also, how about that doesn't actually help them become friends and they still hate each other's guts?
Yes.
Legendary final battle.
So good. So good. So good.
They're doing that ending with slugging shit in the last of your energy long before Naruto ever did.
I do love that shit.
I also love that shit.
I love that part of the Naruto fight, too.
And I love that part of the Escrayen fight. I also love it in the Naruto fight, but I love that part of the Escrayen fight. Cosmo gets enough juice to just put it over his hand.
I think that's probably... No, it's probably my second most disliked part of Naruto. Number one's definitely the story fall off. But the, well, more so the betrayal of the original story. About Naruto's whole thing about hard work and determination.
Oh, yeah.
Can outprove things. Oh, no, it turns out you're just the destined one.
I hear a lot of people argue, like, that's not for the whole story, that's just for that one arc. But I would still...
But that one arc is the last arc where everything comes together, so...
Well, I think that they're pointing out, like, the Neji arc, where they first established, like, hard work versus natural talent. I say Neji arc, but, like, Rock Lee, too.
Yeah.
The Rock Lee through Neji stuff. But I would also argue that it's just shit storytelling to suddenly be like, you're the reincarnation, this,
well, no,
this,
I
and
think
that.
because through all of the OG Naruto, it was all about, even with anything to do with the Naruto versus and Sasuke situation, Sasuke's view of Naruto, about how Naruto is catching up to him, but I'm supposed to be the genius. He's just this nobody and all this, but it's like because Naruto's working so hard to get this strong or whatever. But then again, the same thing happens with the time skip, and they come back, and then all of this stuff. I mean, Shippuden goes through different themes, but I feel like the underlying theme was the whole thing with Naruto. I
was gonna say Shippuden never touches that theme again.
So
not once.
But my other thing was just the fact that the power scaling runs away.
That part. That's my biggest problem.
Just Naruto and Sasuke.
Even the power scaling in general, because it just stops feeling like ninjas.
Well, I mean,
really fast.
Yes. Fucking
Shippuden. Specifically, though.
Because Naruto or Sasuke can solo the whole verse.
Yeah.
Their own verse. You know, who else in anime can really say that? Not many people.
Well, I just think of the whole, fucking latter parts of the war arc are just fucking ridiculous, power-wise.
Yeah.
You're fighting, 9 kaijus that can destroy giant mountains with laser beam blasts.
Like, Goku can't even solo his own verse.
What do you mean you summoned 4 clones that are extra-dimensional that can touch me, but, I can't see or do anything to them? What the fuck are you talking about?
Too, yeah,
oh, my God.
Yeah. Summon, 1,000 clones that are all equally as strong as he is and have, for whatever reason, equally as much chakra and equally as much fucking...
I had problems with reviving a village. A couple arcs prior.
Yeah. Yes.
You're telling me you got a planet-wide genjutsu forever?
But anyway, I don't want to get on that tirade right now.
No, that tirade literally lasts forever.
Yes. But, yeah. Enough of all that before, like I said, I go on some long Naruto tangent that I've done a million times that no one wants to hear again.
I got 2 more to knock down on the
2?
docket. Yeah, because I didn't read Wild Strawberry.
Do we not have Kaiju this cycle or
Nope.
Astro Baby?
And nope.
Yeah, because we talked about Astro Baby last week, so.
And Kaiju is in 13 hours.
Oh, well.
Yep.
That would be why.
Eagerly awaiting this Kaiju, too.
Yeah. Isn't the last... Wait. What? When did the chat...
I know, it feels like 2 months ago.
It was almost a month ago.
Yeah.
September 6th, yeah, because that was the one where it ended with, Oh, no, it ends with Narumi coming into the fight. That's right. So, yeah. Yes.
And I know Shinomiya is going to get back up, too. I just feel it in my bones.
Yeah, and plus Reno's still around somewhere.
Yep.
So he might come in. I'm excited to see number 9 go down.
Same.
So.
Excited for a team fight, too. I'm excited for a jump in.
Agreed. But anyway, let's talk about sexual assault.
It's a serious topic.
Yoru.
I like that since it opens on the last page when you've read the whole chapter, it just opened right to the sexual assault.
Oh, it doesn't for me.
Oh.
But, yeah. Chainsaw Man. Chapter 181.
I love how Yuri goes to test her power out on herself.
Probably not the wisest decision, but okay.
Definitely not.
You do you. My chapter's not loading. It won't open. No. Do you think they're actually going to have to stay in here until they become a tree and then die and become soil and then leave? Or do you think they're going to get out before that?
You can go either way, because I'm guessing time's not really passing in the real world while that all happens.
I don't think so either. But that'd be wild if they actually do have to go through that whole cycle. Because that would take forever, because this dude's been here for 82 years and he's not a tree yet, so...
He's not even starting to be a tree.
So far as we know, anyway.
It's gotta be so goddamn confusing for Denji.
I don't think
Yoru,
he gives...
that is.
Oh, yeah. I don't think he gives a fuck about anything right now.
Because girl literally like waking him up, being like, "This is your fault," and then goes to punching him in the face to wake him up, presumably, to straight into kissing him when he starts like being depressed.
Poor Denji, man. He needs some friends.
He does.
Real friends. I mean, I feel like Asa could be one. Not Euro. Euro.
I will say it is weirdly... Yes. I will say it's weirdly refreshing, though, to hear this reflection from Denji. In my opinion. Not refreshing in, like, a great way, you know what I mean? I don't feel like, yes.
Oh, it's just that he thinks that everything's his fault and that...
Yeah, there's almost like a more maturity than a younger Denji.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay right here and reflect on my mistakes until I turn into a big-ass tree. That'll be my punishment. My punishment for being a horny, empty-headed idiot. It's just, we don't get many times where Denji's all that self-reflective.
I don't think we've ever gotten one. I think this is the first.
And the fact that he's crying about it, too.
Yes, yes. He's just been through so much, man.
Yeah.
With Aki, Power, fucking Pochita's gone.
Well, even this string of chapters, too. Losing his home, losing Nayuta. Things that are the only things he has left after part 1.
Mm-hmm. Fucking Daddy Kishibe abandoned him, went for some smokes, and never came back.
Again, the identity crisis to it all, too. He wants a normal life where he can have, like, the basic pleasures most people get in the world. He finally has that, but then the mundanity.
And then still, at the same time, wants to still be Chainsaw Man. Can't figure out which one he actually wants.
And then the consequences in losing those options come in at the same time.
And then just everyone wants to use him for their own ends.
And still do. Still just so wild that this is yours response like every time too. There's so many angles it could be. Did she like Chainsaw Man originally?
Don't know. Can't say that she likes Denji because It's not like he's putting on the Riz.
Her, much like Makima, probably doesn't even see him as Denji. Probably doesn't even look at him as Denji.
Conversely, Asa seems to
Only
see him as Denji. Poor Asa in this situation, just the whole of part 2 as well.
Yeah.
She's been through the ringer. Poor girl. Poor girl. Poor Chainsaw Man world. All these fucking just having tea, and then all of a sudden you're falling through the sky because of fucking bullshit.
Or you're one of the many people that are probably in the path of that giant finger bullet.
Or you just happen to be a fucking avid gun enjoyer in America and you just lost 2 fingers.
Or a citizen of Japan.
Yeah.
And you just die from cancer one day.
Or how many was it? 3,000 children that
they're currently shuffling to the execution room.
Yeah, the Agent Devil wants. Jesus, man. Enough is enough.
We know dark fantasies, but have you ever read a dark reality series?
Someday they'll know peace.
Someday.
Doubtful. I think Chainsaw Man ends with somehow just getting rid of just the concept of devils.
Or maybe the connection between hell and earth.
Like sealing it off somehow.
I doubt it. Only because it's Fujimoto.
Same.
I don't think it's going to end with some sort of grand solution to anything.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I'll be happy if it just ends with Denji having a house again to live in.
I want to get back to the Nayuta theories about the mole or not no mole. I want to know if that was the thing. Or
if she's alive.
Yeah.
And now we definitely won't know for a little bit.
No.
A whole nother fucking world.
Yeah. Jesus. That's kind of cool, though, that people turned it, like, the whole tree concept came out of fucking nowhere. It's super creepy, too, like, the designs of them.
Yeah, it has the saggy, agey boobies.
Yeah, well, and then some other ones, their face is sideways, but then they have a hand coming out down there, too, so it's just like... Yeah. And then you think about it, all of the trees there might be all people.
Those probably are all people.
Forest. Probably, especially if the Agent Devil just asked for 3,000 children, so it's 3,000 more trees to be planted.
Also, like a creepy folklore way. I wonder if, like, anytime people look into the mirror in the Chainsaw world, if they're possible victims of the Aging Devil, like they're subject to its whims.
See, just fuck, we're living in the Chainsaw Man world. What? Did you have an epiphany?
Yeah, something I read outside before we start the episode. Something random to add to the list. Centuria's mangaka also worked as an assistant to Tatsuki Fujimoto.
Damn. Fujimoto's assistants are doing work out there.
I think of like the Don fucking mandala. The giant page spread, and he's like the center sage, and there's like mangakas all around the center circle.
We all apprenticed with this one man.
Alright, Spy X Family, Hell's Paradise, Don to Don, and Centuria's mangakas are all people that worked with Fujimoto.
And they all draw better than he does.
And they're all most definitely doing his backdrops. Like, that's like the main assistant thing. So all of those buildings and like the Bomb Devil fight, just find out who was his assistant at that specific time, and that's the person that did that backdrop.
Now that kind of makes me sad then to think that maybe
it's most definitely true. I can almost feel what's going to come out of your lips.
Didn't do the library scene and all of those things, because like that's always like the biggest like what the fuck moments in Don is the detail to backgrounds.
Well, you still think a lot of these mangakas have assistants, and he's still the only one that whips out as much as he does. So he's still...
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he definitely has assistants, too, because some of those backdrops are ridiculous. But again, I thought the same of Fujimoto. When you're... That part of the Bomb Devil fight where she has him, like, way up in the sky... and he's going to go back to slam back down. All of those skyscrapers got windows, bro.
True. Assistants put in work. That, you know what? That was Yukinobu. He drew the backdrop on that one.
That was my man.
He's like, damn. I'm doing pretty good at this. I think I can do this. Someday I'm going to make this into a giant kaiju machine.
Well, this was actually a little less detailed than I was looking for. Oh, it's because it's fan art. I see someone's signature. Motherfuckers baited me. Don't find the exact page, but I won't.
Yeah, good luck with that.
So I still remember reading that string of chapters for the first time. It's just shocking.
Yeah, part 1 I feel is definitely a higher quality level of drawing.
Katana Man and Denji. All these fucking buildings with different styles of windows, all filled with windows, all the way goddamn back.
Intense.
Like, how the fuck do you even have the time to do the fucking barbed wire fencing on this one? Look how tiny that fucking...
Yeah.
In a dual spread.
Well, I have seen scenes of, like, certain people, like, because... You know, all the different technologies they have today for manga. Like, that one picture is probably drawn on quite a large canvas. And then scanned into a computer and then shrunk down to fit onto the panel page.
Still, the time.
Oh, no, absolutely.
Though, yeah.
Well, I mean, the bigger the canvas, the more time it's going to take to do something like that anyway.
More space to cover.
Mm-hmm.
I still didn't see the page I wanted.
It's all good. I believe you. But yeah, speaking of Yukinobu, Don 171. These fucking little fairy things, they sell pretty quickly.
Fucking Kenta. Sorry, I started from the beginning on that one because I was already prepared for this. Boiling up some weenies.
You trying to exclude me?
Also, I love this little pop-out window they had for Momo's interaction.
Yeah.
I mean, reaction, but yeah.
But, yeah, I mean... What?
No, it just reminded me. Because I see when people react. Let's see if I can find this meme to even reference. Yes! The she good meme. I see this all the time anytime Gigi interacts with Momo in the fan base. But this was the first time I've seen someone flip that shit. It was Momo pushing Ira off of Okarun.
Oh, good.
He good. Yes.
Interesting that only Momo can see these things right now. So.
Yes. I also just found it so interesting that for once it wasn't like a magical effect. These things are fucking getting in there and sewing them together.
Which is, I was like, once I saw that, I was like, but then how did they sew his shirt
into
counter? A metal cabinet?
I didn't think about that till now.
Because that shit was like fused together.
Literally.
Yeah, see, look at that. It is part of that cabinet. They're just melting together. They're good knitters, I guess.
God, all the scenes were great today. Fucking using the knives, the telekinesis. Love that even like sending the knives around and shit. They had little like rigged up setups for it.
Yeah.
Speaking of poor assistants, hello.
How many of the little guys are there, man? They're everywhere.
At least they're easy to draw, but they are fucking everywhere, man. This must have been one of the most fun pages to draw, though, because you would just draw the whole room first, and then start filling in the pygmies and like erasing where you have to.
Mm-hmm. I was just hanging from strings on the ceiling and shit.
I want to make like a monochrome Where's Waldo, stick a little black and white Waldo somewhere in here.
Hilarious.
Find Pac-Man GG and I'll get the Pac-Man GG head going. I didn't even notice this. Fucking Momo is shielding Okarun in here.
Yeah, I was looking at. So small details in Dan maketh the Dan dance. The episode was fire.
Yes.
And now we're the two of us caught up to one another.
Yep. Finally get new content Thursday. Tomorrow. I mean, this weekend is when I'll watch it.
Depends if I mean, my wife's been watching it with me, so maybe we'll watch it before that because it's just a one-off thing. But normally, yeah, all my anime viewage is on like on a Saturday or Sunday morning.
Sunday night.
Depends if we're playing Predecessor, then obviously, you know, I don't play.
Anime when
watch anime, yeah. When it's Predecessor time, there is no anime time. So, we'll see. Not that it's gonna happen.
There's no we'll see here.
Yeah, there's no we'll see. It's we will see the episode.
Enjoyed episode 3?
Yeah, it was dope. I love the when he was running in place. I like the noises he was making. It's just
about Granny's introduction.
Granny's awesome.
Yes. We actually rewatched the first 3 episodes in dub.
Nice.
Yes.
How's the dub?
Really good too. I really wanted to after how passionate Okarun's VA has been on Twitter and just in general. Mm-hmm. So I was like, fuck it. Let's watch it in dub again. And we're probably going to continue watching in dub, and I might watch it in sub after the dub. But I was really impressed. They have just as much range as like the Japanese ones, flipping back and forth between like low key and high key.
I'm surprised that the Okarun's Japanese VA, Tanjiro's VA, is able to, because sometimes he's talking and then it's like he'll switch it up when he goes into those like offbeat things, and it's like the Tanjiro voice is just completely gone, and it's just like Okarun, like an Okarun voice. So it's like I like that when you can't like someone's able to change.
Really fucking funny.
What's that?
Oh my god, this is gonna be really fucking funny if true. If my phone would load it.
Hopefully it's funny true because I like funny.
Hopefully it's funny because I like true. I almost thought it was the same dub actor as Tanjiro too.
Oh, that
because
would
they
be fun.
sound so fucking similar too. God, this guy does too much work. Holy shit.
I think it would have been easier to be like, who's the dubbed VA for Tanjiro? This dude's name. Who's the dubbed VA for Okarun? This dude.
I actually remembered the dub name for Okarun off the top of my head.
There you go. So it's Tanjiro's dubbed dude's name?
Probably not the same, because I did find that guy's IMDb.
And you would think,
yeah, it's not the same person.
I was going to say, if that's the case, you'd think Tanjiro would be way up there.
They sound so similar, though. It was crazy. But nope. Anyways,
Anyway,
I
yes.
really liked the dub.
Good.
Especially Okarun and Momo.
Figured out why my Crunchyroll was default set to Spanish, by the way.
Espanol.
Yes. Because I had some dude logged into it in the Philippines.
I called that shit.
He didn't do anything. He created another user. And he was watching it. And he was deep into something. I forget what it was. We deleted the user, and changed passwords and did all that stuff, which was way more of a pain in the dick than it should have been to change your password for Crunchyroll. We had to go. I couldn't do it on my phone. I had to do it on the computer. Had to jump through a whole bunch of things and waiting for confirmation emails and stuff. It was a process.
Brutal.
But no, he was like, whoever it was like actually just watching something. And I checked because you can go and see on the computer, you can see all recent purchases and stuff through your account, and it was just all the subs. So he didn't buy anything. But I don't think he could have anyway because my card information isn't saved other than the fact that it's on auto pay. But like if I were to go to the Crunchyroll store,
I actually kind of think that's
something,
why the person that hacked mine just resubbed me for years, probably because he figured out that he can't actually buy anything on the store.
Yeah,
but he could change my sub.
So he subbed for you?
Yeah, but for a year. So 1 week I just suddenly found I had like more than $100 less in my account, and it said Crunchyroll on it.
So, but he still used your account.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It resubbed me for a year on my card
instead of monthly payments.
Yeah.
It was a fleet.
Which means you could have just kept watching anime if you never did that.
Yeah, but I mean, in the long run, you'll save money because if you purchase something for the year, it's less.
I disputed that shit right away. I got my money back.
There you go. Fuck that then. But no, because if you do, I mean, anything, just Netflix, anything, you sub for longer periods, you get like.
Crunchyroll would probably be the only one that I would be willing to sub for a year on.
Yeah. I need to start canceling some of my other things. Because we have a lot now. Because, like, we subscribed to Paramount Plus a while ago so that my son could watch the Sonic movies. And he occasionally watches them, but not really that much anymore. So, like, that's literally the only thing we had that for. Let's get rid of that. And then, I have Hulu, but the only thing I watch on Hulu is Bleach. But I'm watching Bleach, so I'm like, well, I'm stuck with Bleach for another 2 months. Hulu for another 2 months. And Netflix, we like never watch anything. Well, my wife does occasionally. She watched all of Castlevania and part of Nocturne. She's all the way into Nocturne. She just binged the shit out of it.
My partner watches some Netflix.
And I currently have HBO Max through Prime Video. That's how I'm watching Doctor Who. And then there's another one that we have. Crunchyroll. But that's just never probably going to ever get canceled. And I have High Dive, but High Dive's like $3 a month or something. So.
I want to get Prime because it's time to watch the Fallout show.
It's pretty good.
I think there's something I want to rent in there. Oh yeah, we were gonna watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood together.
Nice. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on Prime.
I'll catch up on the Quentin movies I haven't seen.
The Boys is there too.
Yep, I'm still going to watch the newest season.
Same. I've seen scenes from it, but I haven't watched it.
I've been avoiding them
straight through. And Invincible. Pretty good. I don't know if you ever watched that.
Yeah, I know. I've seen scenes from it though.
Yeah, it's wild. It's kind of like The Boys, but just not as verbally vulgar,
or as fucked up in certain ways.
High gore factor is still there.
Yeah, it has the ultra violence, but it doesn't have the many other fucked up things The Boys likes to throw in.
Yeah. Like,
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll, baby.
Hero-gasm and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, there's stuff on there. There's a bunch of animated movies on there too. If you wanted to anime movies, you could search them out. But
I don't think there's any I really
see.
I watched the only anime movies I was interested in theaters. So.
Have you seen? Well, both of them are on other services. But have you ever seen Your Name and A Silent Voice?
No.
Both of those are pretty good. What was that one I just watched? Watched one recently, a couple months ago. That was all right.
Let's watch a new Miyazaki movie.
Which one's that?
Boy and the Heron.
I have not seen it, no. I assume it's probably on Prime Video.
Probably. Went to theaters for it. It's good.
And then in the same vein as Your Name and Silent Voice, I Want to Eat Your Pancreas is on there too, and that's pretty good. But you'll cry your face off at all three of those movies. I didn't, but that's just because I have a
depends for romance.
Black hole.
Depends on how much it'll hit or not.
Well, you cried at
Wolf Children.
No, the one we saw
But
in
yes.
theaters. But yes. What is the
Suzume.
Suzume, yeah.
Yeah.
If you cry to
Those are good
Suzume,
characters.
the other three movies will rip your heart out.
Let's see.
100%.
Oh, the boys aren't as handsome, so I don't know if I'll cry.
They're sad for other reasons. Especially Silent Voice and I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, but Your Name is good. I really like that. That movie's really good. I've seen it like 2 or 3 times now. Silent Voice I've seen twice. And I've only watched I Want to Eat Your Pancreas once, but that was a good movie.
I just want to rewatch Suzume.
Isn't it on Crunchyroll?
Probably.
It's on something. Crunchyroll or Netflix or just something
More
you can
finding the time.
Both The Silent Voice and Your Name I'm pretty sure are on Netflix.
Actually, the thing I need to do is catch up to JoJo's. Because my partner's waiting to watch part 6 until I catch up so we can watch it together.
So he's never going to watch part 6?
Shush. Cease. Because part 7 should be coming out within the next couple years.
In the next couple of years, huh?
Yeah. I think they announced that production's been happening this year.
Because you're still in part 2.
3.
Stardust Crusaders.
2's the one I want you to watch super badly. Because it's so goddamn good.
Are you at the end of the filler bullshit?
It's not
3?
filler. It's...
Well...
What's the term they use for it? It's a villain of the week.
I was just going to say that Stan of the week.
Yeah. No. I probably said it before, but I'm going to tell the quick story again. They get to Egypt after fighting like a bunch of Dio's stand users and shit. It's like, okay, cool. And then they get information from a guy being like, 9 stand users were just seen leaving Dio's hideout. And I go, motherfucker.
That's 9 more episodes.
No, that's 18 more episodes.
Yeah, 2 apiece, yeah. Well, because I remember seeing that, because part 1's pretty short, and then part 2's not that bad. But then when I was getting through, it's like, wow, holy Jesus, Stardust Crusaders is fucking long.
Yeah, because part 1 and part 2 together would equal a normal anime season.
Not 13 episodes, what?
No, like
25?
Yeah. And part 1's only 8, so knock 8 off of like the 20 off of 24, so like 16 episodes is probably what part 2 is.
Yeah, but then what's part 3? 50?
It sure fucking feels like it, man.
Probably more.
Probably more. Probably about 50 or 52.
But here's the thing, too. Don't you have, like, no interest in watching part 4? It's part 5 that you want to see?
Part 5 I want to see. I am interested in the main bad guy from part 4.
Isn't Giorno part 5, or is that 6?
Giorno's 5.
Okay.
It's Josuke for 4. And Kira. The man who really likes hands.
Cool.
Severed women's hands.
Cool. You do you, Kira.
Like, I feel like that final showdown's gonna be good, but most part I'm not that interested in. 48 episodes is part 3.
I was fucking close.
Yeah. And I'm interested in 5. I'm interested in 6. I know the least about 6. 6 is the only part where I don't know the main bad guy's stand powers.
Cool. It'll be a nice surprise for you 6 years from now when you get around to it.
Out of 8 parts of JoJo's.
So you even know the dude in part 8 who's only a manga.
And 7, which isn't an anime yet either. I know both of the main bad guys stand powers from those.
How many chapters does JoJo's have?
Oh, Lord. Probably a lot.
Because I know it's not on a regular release cycle.
No, it's
it takes
monthly
breaks.
now.
Because that's old. It's like...
It's old and current.
Well, no, I mean, when it first started,
yeah.
It's older than One Piece, I'm pretty sure. Which is 97. So.
957 chapters.
Jesus, fuck. I didn't think it would be that many. God damn.
Yeah. Right.
If I ever hear a JoJo's fan ever say that One Piece has too many chapters for them to read, I'm going to slap him in the face.
Well, at least they change out the entire cast, like, every 100 or so chapters.
So does One Piece. They
in
just keep
story,
10.
sorry. All the characters in story and lore. Like, I don't know, part 7 has rock people.
Dio's face pops up a lot in JoJo's.
It's true. And even when it's different, it still pops up a lot.
Nah, it's all good.
Yeah, I know there's some sort of retcon that happens in part 6 about Dio, too. Like, Dio shows up having a conversation with the main bad guy of 6 and being, like, super chill with him. And while I don't know the main bad guy from 6's stand powers, I do know how it ends. With the rewriting of the entire JoJo universe.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
Yeah.
Like, oh. Fun.
My partner asked me the other day, he's like, Gyro Zeppeli. It's like, do I know that name? I'm like, I just have to hide. Because he's A, a character in part 1, and B, a character in part 7.
The rewritten version? I was going to say, because there's no way he's still alive. Cause this
yeah, no, rewritten.
Yeah. Wait a minute. No. That's the dude, the guy that introduces Hanma to Joseph, right?
Yeah.
Ah, I knew somebody. I know JoJo's.
He's also the sick guy with the cowboy hat, if you've ever seen any image of part 7.
Question for you. Was part 1 remastered or reanimated ever, or did they skip part 1?
They skipped part 1. Part 3 came out in like the early to mid 90s as an anime. And then they redid the JoJo's anime from the start when they started with this new production studio that currently does it.
They did part 3 again too?
Yes. So there is an old school version of the Dio fight versus a newer school version of the Dio fight.
Have you seen them both?
Yeah.
Which one do you like better?
The newer one.
Oh.
The old one, it's I love 90s dinge.
Yeah.
But it's just way better animation for the newer one.
Which is why I will never watch the original Trigon.
Oh. I do recommend the newer one, though. Yeah. Because it's also like 13 episodes.
It's light work for me.
Yeah, versus I think Trigon's like a full like 30-ish.
The original?
Yeah. But I'd very much recommend Stampede. It's so good. It's going to come back.
And then it will be 30-ish episodes, too.
It'll cover way more than the original did. It's just better. There's certain things with the original I still like the chillness, the comedy, the intro.
Random, out of nowhere thing. Now that, well, I don't know how long ago Fire Force ended. How long ago did Fire Force end?
Oh, God. Like, at least more than a year ago.
Oh, okay. I felt like it was more recent, but I was like, what's the Soul Eater fucking mangaka doing these days?
Done. They retired.
Oh.
That's why their understudy is the person that does Gachiakuda, and they're pretty much like hailing them as the continuation of the Soul Eater mangaka.
Yeah, I can see the stylistic choice similarities.
2022, Fire Force ended.
Oh, wow. Okay. 2 years ago.
So it's kind of like an All Might pointing to Deku on the screen moment. Gachiakuda's so good. I'm going to be buying those physical, though, and I'm going to shove them in your face. I'm going to be Okurun with the fucking occult magazine. His name's Rudo!
Careful with that, because then I'll have to be like Momo and they fight over that magazine.
Yeah, but she dusts it off and hands it back.
She does. But I'm sitting there like, I saw how you guys were handling that. That would be crumpled and ripped pages in there.
Not my Gachiakuta.
Well, I feel like a manga would hold up better than his magazine.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It better, at least.
But
Want to call it there?
yeah, I think that's good. We covered everything.
Yep.
Threw in some nice side topics.
We'll have some kaiju next week.
Yes. Bunch of stuff, actually, because Kaiju comes out. We should have a Spy Family.
Hopefully.
Astro Baby. And then the usual weekly stuff.
Yes.
Yes. Shoujo no ended.
No.
Yeah. We still say that?
We won't come back with that.
We won't. You noticed it today because you were looking through and you're like, oh, it hasn't been updated in a while.
It's like a 10% chance we'll be back at you with some Ichi the Witch.
Yeah, maybe I just need to get off my ass and actually click on it.
Shinobi Undercover.
I don't know. I know you said that you liked the chapter way more than you should have, the first chapter, but
I did.
I don't know. It just hasn't.
I feel like you would like it more than you'll like Ichi, just off the fact that there's a romantic undertone to it. In the fact that it's boy meets girl.
Maybe.
And girl looks a lot like waifus from other things you read. Just straight up.
Cool.
But
we'll see.
We'll see.
I've been picking up way too many random bullshit that I have tabs open for. I need to consolidate, and because my fear right now is because there's a lot of stuff I'm interested in that I haven't read yet, that I just keep the tab open, that those tabs are gonna like get corrupted or something, and I'm never gonna know what it was. So I need to I put some of them in my Samsung Notes, just like under the interested tab that I have, but I need to write them all down so that I can get rid of some tabs. It's getting a bit ridiculous on my end.
A bit much.
Bit much.
Looking like me.
54 right now for me.
Damn.
I've never been that high. I'm always normally in the high 20s. How much?
264.
I bet
That's higher than I thought it'd even be.
I bet you maybe 50 of those is just some random Google search that you did.
Yeah.
Probably more.
Yeah. It's probably 4 of the same variation of the same search. Speaking of which, I got both of the IMDb's I looked up earlier.
Yeah, see, close them right now. There you go.
The meme I looked up.
Too much. But anyway, it's been a Dukes of Weebdom.
Dukes of Weebdom.
Take care, y'all. We'll see you next week.
Peace.